Do I have your permission?
Yeah. Look at these great dogs. They want to eat Daddy Aioli. This is Daddy Aioli's penis.
And these aren't types of rumors that you would want floating around, and considering the kid 1.5 million followers on Instagram, 3 million on TikTok, it's hard to stop it when they're all going like this. So, Lee, I want to thank you so much for coming on. I know it's been a crazy week. You expose a kid for beating the shit out of a cat because you love animals. You think you're doing a good thing. And then he gets dropped from his sponsors. All his fans from Mexico, thousands of them, get pissed off. They come after you. They start making up all crazy shit. And they all have that haircut. And I got to say, Lee, I never thought I was going to meet anybody who hated that haircut more than me, but it's you. So, Lee, how is it this week?
I just laugh at it. It's sort of, I think, I said I don't like to see it for my daughter and that, or they say ex-wife. I've got a couple of ex-wives, so I don't know which one they're talking about, but I'm friends with all of them. So that's why I've said to them, show me the lawsuit. I beat her till she almost went to heaven. That means she must have been in critical condition. I would have had to been arrested because I've been on many ride-alongs with my friends in the police force, LAPD, or up in the sheriff's office when I was living in the high desert. And as soon as we turned up, if a woman had marks on her, he was taken away, no questions asked. So there would have to be a record. So I'm just asking these people, show the proof. My daughter and I get on great. I talk to her, every day, every second day. She works in the emergency call center, sending people out who abuse to get people caught or anything like that. So,
so Lee, I was going to say too, because some people may not know, basically the accusations on Lee is all these people are making up saying he beat his wife, he beat his daughter. And obviously he's saying, this is not true. I mean, this could have happened in the bedroom with your wife, but we don't need to know about that. But that's different than this situation.
That's really the only pussy I've ever beaten up is the one in the bedroom. So.
Exactly. So, Lee, I don't even have to ask you. You've never beat up your wife and daughter. These are completely false, correct?
No, that's why I find it funny because, I used to have back in the day when my mum was competing, I used to get the rumours I give steroids to my mother. This is when I was 17 and she won some titles and we won the couples. And then when my daughter started, I was giving her steroids. And then later on, it was like, Lee, I'm having sex. I get so many. I'm banging your daughter. I'm doing this. I'm like, well, that's good. As long as you have practiced safe sex, I'm okay with it. I just laugh at them. So it's never really bothered me or the trolls and haters. I just think, what sort of life do you have, though, to just sit there? That's why I don't get, like, if people follow me or follow you and they're like, oh, not this shit again. I'm like, why do you watch? Don't be like me. I'm not really into tennis. I might watch the Wimbledon final or something or, the USA one. But I don't follow Djokovic online and every day go, you suck. Your backhand sucks. Your fucking tennis sucks. You should be off the fucking court. It's like, why would you give that much energy to someone you don't like just to comment shit over and over and over? And, if I just go on there now and I just see there's no face, it's always on private, I just go block. I can't understand the Spanish. I'm not going to waste my time translating, but I can guess what it is. So I just go block, block, block.
And the thing, interestingly, is a lot of people were commenting on the video. They're like, these accounts are bots. They're not real. But no, they are. We clicked on these accounts. We messaged some of these people. You click their profiles. You see that these are actually real people who are doing this.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, starting on TikTok doesn't surprise me because the crap on TikTok, I got off TikTok. I used to sit at the airport and I was watching this one girl for 10 minutes. She was like beside me. She was on TikTok. And the whole page was just people doing this to their faces. And she's just looking at one after the other. I'm like, talk about people becoming dumber and dumber and their brain just being fried with bullshit that you see online. And then, like you said, do you even believe it? Like, I put up his video where there was evidence. You see him on the video abusing a cat. It'd be different if I just come out and said, this kid abused a cat. Someone told me. And then he lost his contract. Then that's just like being malicious, starting rumors or carrying on a rumor. But when you video that and you put it online, even if it was a year ago, someone goes, oh, he was sorry for it. Yeah, but you did it online. No one down there seems to give a shit. But up here, because like I said, I've worked at animal shelters. I've sold all my trophies and given money to all the animal shelters and shit. So I
Yeah,
see
that's
these
what
animals
I
that
was
come
going
in
to ask you,
abused.
Lee, not to cut you off. I heard that you had done a lot for animal charities.
Hmm.
So that's what
Yeah, all the
you,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, every one of my bodybuilding trophies and that I sold off and gave money to all the different shelters around here. At the time, people were like, oh, Lee must be broke. He must be hard up for money. But no, I just did it for that. And then other things, I never put it out there. But, I think on an interview once, my mother said it and other friends have said it when they were saying, oh, Lee's a certain way. That Lee, if people knew to look real Lee, like, I'll pay for people's dinners in restaurants, old people, groceries at the store and stuff. But I never did it to be like, look at me, I'm helping all these people out. I just did it because I enjoy doing that. Helping other people or animals brings me joy than doing anything for myself. So,
Yeah, the thing that's crazy too, it's like people start rumors online, obviously like
mhm.
they're doing right now. But the one that's most hurtful is ones like these because even me, like I remember back in the day, I went to this one gym and some of the girls, they got together because they weren't happy. I broke up with them. So they went and made fake rumors up about me so none of the girls in the gym would like me. So I know how that feels. And these aren't types of rumors that you would want floating around, And
Mhm.
considering the kid 1.5 million followers on Instagram, 3 million on
Uh-huh.
TikTok, it's hard to stop it when they're all going like this.
Look at that guest appearance from Kylo. He wants to support Daddy's cat. You want to support Daddy's cat?
Lee, there was a video you sent me the other day, and I wish you
Uh,
allowed me to share this with people. The one where you were feeding your dogs in the backyard.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
was
You
so
can share it.
funny.
Doesn't matter.
It was so funny because you were talking about Daddy Aioli, the Mexican kid.
Mhm.
And it was so funny. You have to let me share that. I'll play that in the video for people.
Yeah, you
It
can
was,
share it.
do I have your permission?
Yeah. Look at these great dogs. They want to eat Daddy Aioli. This is Daddy Aioli's penis. It's a bit big. It's more like that size, if you can imagine. Broccoli hair on top. Now, no, no. You got to wait. No. Look at that. They want to get to Daddy and eat Daddy Aioli. Not yet. When I say attack him, you attack him, okay? Okay. Ah, yeah. There goes Daddy's balls, Daddy Aioli. I have friends that have cats and they're like, oh, I have friends, you go see them and the cat only comes out at feeding time. But, cats, if you treat them well, just like dogs, I got staffies and everyone's like, oh, that's them bad pit bulls. There aren't bad animals, there's bad people. And animals generally, if they've been abused and that, can either be, bad towards humans or they just hide, just like a lot of cats.
Of
If you don't
course, yeah.
treat cats well, they just, screw you, sort of thing. But yeah, my friend used to have a cat actually. He used to call it sea face, the word sea. I said, why? He goes, it never comes to me. And that every time I go to his house, it comes running to me, jumps up on you. He's like, fuck you. He goes, why is that cat like you? I said, cats and animals can normally sense people if they like them or not. So
Of
they're normally a
course.
good judge of character, animals are. So, but I've seen so many abuse videos, working at the animal shelter, even dogs. I see people. Remember these kids in England somewhere abused this like American bulldog. They were jumping on its ribs and then they got off it and the thing would wag its tail. Like I said, these things show unconditional love. And then they booted it down the stairs. It went all the way down the stairs. They jumped on it again. And the police actually had to take these kids out of the town because people wanted to actually kill them. So, sometimes you see people get abused. You're like, okay, maybe you did something. But children or animals, they're defenseless. And like I said, these animals, they're more defenseless than even kids are because animals can't ask for help. And that kids, when they get to a certain age, can say they've been abused and that. But these animals are just ridiculous. And the way people do it, even the ones that leave them in the backyard on collars where they cut into their neck, they don't feed them. And I've seen enough of that. So to see this guy abused the cat, and really nothing happened to him. He got like a little slap. They said, "Oh, the animal welfare come." Yeah, it's Mexico. I'm sure they did. Even the real police don't come half the time, or if they do, half of them are corrupt. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure he did. So he's out there with all these followers and getting good contracts. I'm like, why? Michael Vick, he had to go to jail for a while for the dog abuse and the dog fighting and stuff like that. So they get mad at me because I expose him when I did nothing wrong. And yeah, like with the daughter and wife, I said, approve it, show the evidence, but there's not. So I just let them go on. But, you got to think of what type of people are these where they just hear a rumor. and then they just carry it on. It's like,
Which I was gonna bring up subject actually two things. First of all, your wife and daughter, what did they think? Because I'm sure you've spoken to them about this
yeah,
bullshit. I've been on TRT for over 10 years, and it's done so much for my life to make me feel younger, stronger. And I recently signed with a company called Live Forever Health. I'm going to put a link in my coupon code in the bio. And this company, everything's been so seamless, and I tested this out. I would never recommend things to people unless I'm using it, unless I tested the whole process. And the process couldn't be easier. They sent me a kit to send my blood back in the mail. They got my results. I met with the doctor, with the nurse practitioner. We went over my results. And then they gave me my prescription, sent me the testosterone in the mail. So it couldn't be easier. And again, this is a company I trust, that I actually did the whole process with, and pricing is competitive, similar to everybody else who does it. But this is a company that I use, and a company, again, that I trust. Your wife and daughter, what did they think? Because I'm sure you've spoken to them about this
yeah.
bullshit.
My daughter, like I said, she was going to, I'm not sure she's got back to you because I said to make sure she looks for your question, but she's been on night shift the last 4 nights, I think from like 6 to 6 in the morning at the emergency call centre. So, yeah, she just laughed and goes, oh, God, what now? So, yeah, but it's just crazy. And they said I abandoned my daughter. And I said I didn't abandon her. I'd already broken up. I was only like 19. I was about to come to America. And her mother and I were sort of on and off dating. She used to work in the beauty place next door to the gym, and we hooked up and that. But then we broke up. And it wasn't till I hadn't seen her for like 4 months. And I walked past the house going somewhere, and she was out the front. And she goes, hi. I said, hi. So I had a weird dream you were pregnant. She goes, oh, that's a funny story, I am. I said, well, I'm going overseas soon. And then she goes, that doesn't matter. If it wasn't you, it would have been somebody else. I wanted to have a baby. And that was like I didn't speak to her for a while. And then I was overseas when she was born. I just applied for the green card. But then I came back for like a couple of weeks, and I saw her after she'd been born. She brought her down, and I saw her. But then I came back to America. And when I got to that status of the green card, anyone knows, once you get to a certain stage, you can't leave the country once it's in the process. If you leave the country, then it's classed as a deportation. And, you don't want to have that because then you can't come back for years and years. So for 7 years, I couldn't leave America. So I couldn't see her. And being young, her mother wouldn't send her to me. So it wasn't until she was about 13, 14, she finally got to come over and see me. And then when I went to Australia to compete in that, I won the Australian Pro, I saw her there, and then she came back to America again. So yeah, it's just all crap that they come up with. So then she got into the fitness stuff herself and got her pro card in the WFF in Australia and that sort of thing. So
Yeah, what's funny too, what you were saying earlier when you said he was saying it's out of context and things like that. I remember Dave Palumbo, he's been getting shit for days now because on RX Muscle with you, he was saying, maybe
it wasn't badly. Come on, he was just tapping. I said he wasn't tapping it. When the cat's doing this and scared up, and then he goes, he picked it up by the scruff. I said he picked it up around the neck. And then, like I said, but even giving the cat pre-workout and shit like that, it's like, come on. It's like, would you give your baby fucking pre-workout?
Yeah, in defense of him, though, I sent him the full video. He didn't see the full clip. When he did that video with you, he only saw a portion of it, and then I sent him the full one. So I'm thinking he's probably changing his tune now because I wasn't happy when I first saw what he said, too, when you were on with him that day.
I know. Can you hear my cat meowing? My ginger cat out there.
How many cats do you have?
6.
Holy shit, I didn't know you had 6.
I got a whole front room here. This whole front, you can't see, but there's a room there, but then you got like a front sunroom.
Yeah.
And it's just a cat's room. It's probably got 8 cat towers in there up against the windows. That's like their own room. So here's another cat's toys. Here's Kylo again. Hey, Kylo, come up here. Hey, how you going? There's Lee on the wall, but here you have Kylo and all the cat's towers. This is their room. Hey, Pixel, how you doing? Say hi, John. Hey, you want to say hi? Pixel, hey. And there's Panda, the last one I saved. Hey, Panda. And look who it is. You again. Always wanting attention. So this is their room. They've got a couple of litter boxes in here. Hey, Ginger. That's the other cat. You sitting up there? Who went into the blind, huh? What do you want? You want to get on my shoulder? But they have their own room where they can play and climb all over stuff like kids. Hey, oh, look at that face. But
In
this
that
one
video
ginger
you
cat,
sent me, you could see the backyard, how you set up the nice dog
yeah,
house in the back. I'll show it on the
I'll
screen
have to
while we're
show you
talking now.
there. But this is all the dogs area down here. Or this dog treadmills even. Then they live in here. This was all a greenhouse. So the dogs have their own couches and their dog houses. Hey. I'll have to show you. I'll do a quick video of the front room and show you too. Then
Yeah,
where
if
the
you
cats
send
are.
it
It's
to
got a
me,
big
yeah.
poster. Got a big poster of me on the wall like this, facing in though. It won't face it out to the street. But this orange cat, they got so many toys in there. He brings them out, and they say that's what cats do because they normally, if they kill an animal like a mouse, they bring it to you because they're inside cats. They just keep bringing me toys out of their box. So by the end of the day, it's like a kid. I got like 10 little toys in the lounge room on the floor. And they just bring them out and go, meow, meow. Do you pat them like, good cat, thanks for the gift.
Which actually reminds me, Lee, how did you find out about this story? Because I don't think anybody knows how you found out about it originally.
Someone just sent it to me on Instagram. I think because they all know I love animals and cats.
Yeah,
Someone goes, did you see this story about this kid here? I didn't even know who he was. I'd never heard of him.
yeah.
And then when I clicked on it and thought, oh, well, he's sponsored by YoungLA. I know Jay loves animals because Jay's got the pet peanut butter and he's got his dogs that he loves and takes them everywhere when he's traveling. I'm thinking, but it doesn't look good. You know, you got someone like that who's with this company that's sponsoring a lot of big names in the industry. So I just put up a thing and like, oh, even when I saw it, I said, look, I've just got this video. To me, it looks real and stuff. I'll look into it and stuff like that. And I never showed the video. I just mentioned it and mentioned his name. And then from that point on, people started sending the different videos and saying, no, it's real and stuff like that. So don't shoot the messenger. And like I said, if you're dumb enough to film that, what else have you done that you haven't filmed? Because if you're
Of course.
stupid enough to film you abusing an animal and put it online thinking that's entertainment, what does he do when no one's looking? Hey, come
Of
in.
course, yeah, that's exactly what I felt too. And Lee, you know, I was thinking too. You know, the bodybuilding community. There's always problems, people hating on each other. We're all fighting with
Yeah.
each other, right? Enemies, not enemies. But with this particular situation, it was nice to see everyone pretty much come together. I mean,
Yeah.
look, even Greg Doucette made a video, very kind one, defending everybody. He was good to me in the video. It's nice to see the community come together like this, you know?
Yes, get your bum out of my ear, cat. Yeah, but that's the thing, because, Greg's done videos about me. I find them entertaining. I never take it personal. It's like, he has a lot of clickbait on there, but everyone does clickbait. But, when you really watch Greg videos, he doesn't really give any side. He'll just say what he thinks about someone's training style or eating style and that. And generally, they're mostly always positive. He doesn't really come down on people. Like in the beginning, he might go, "This is stupid," like what Sam's doing that. But then as you listen to more of it, he'll be like, "Hey, but if it works for Sam, that's fine. It's not something I would do, but if it works for Sam." But I don't think people ever watch the whole video. They just go, "Oh, he's talking shit," and that. And Greg Valentino did one too, and Dave mentioned it again on the other one. So
Yeah, Johnny
I think,
Shreve made a video. A bunch of
Yeah.
like smaller channels made a video. It was nice, like
Yeah.
to see the community come together like this for animals.
Yeah.
We all love animals.
Exactly. And then like I said, for people to, it's like Dave said on some of the things, even if I did do that to my ex-wife and that, they're trying to say, well, what he did to a cat's okay because you did that to people. I'm like,
Exactly.
that doesn't work out. And look at most serial killers. Don't they all start out killing and abusing animals? And then it's just, if you can do that to an animal, well, like I said, animals are defenseless and they're just loving like this. If you can abuse the hell out of them, well, you probably would have no problem doing something to a human. So,
Exactly. The fact that they would use what they made up about you to justify the actions of somebody doing that. That's the scary part about the whole situation, that there are so many of them that are just willing to do that just because they're a fan of some kid,
And how many replies have I had? Showed a proof, showed evidence. I said, I want to see it because, like I said, I've been an open book. And I used to be with girlfriends when I was with MD at the time, and I'll just say everything. And a lot of them will get mad. They go, well, don't you think you're being too open? I'm like, well, if somebody asks me a question, I got nothing to hide. If I've done something, I'm not ashamed of it. The only time I ever said I regretted anything was when I was with Kathy, and we used to get on great. We got on really good. Never a problem. But then I went somewhere, I met Adela. Stupid me, I thought the grass was greener. And the only regret I have in life is nothing that I've, like, to myself, but it was like when I came home and people said, "Oh, you stupid," tell her. But just that time I cheated, I couldn't live with it. Just the guilt and just feeling that shitty, like you'd done something wrong and she didn't know. So I told her, just to see the hurt on her face when she fell to the floor crying, going, "Why?" And I didn't have a decent answer to say why, but I'm leaving. Like her whole world was just shattered, and I regret putting someone in that much pain just from cheating on them and stuff like that. And the grass wasn't greener in the end. Dara and I got engaged and stuff, but then we ended up breaking up. So, it's the only regret I have, and the only time, like I said, hurting someone like that out of the blue was pretty shitty. So as far as abuse and all the other shit goes, it's just crazy.
I mean, Lee, listen, they picked the wrong person. Okay, knowing how open you are, that's why so many people. Big part of the reason why so many people love you, and they picked that person to fuck with was a big mistake.
Yeah,
that's not the type of person you fuck with.
If I had abused the wife and put her in hospital and the daughter, like I said, it would have been out there anyway.
Of course, and you probably would have spoken about it anyway.
I would have. If it was out there, I'm not going to hide it. I'd be like, yes, I was going through a time in my life where I was an asshole and angry and that, and I did this. I paid whatever. I guess I would have gone to jail if I'd done it. So I would have been like, I regret doing it. I did my time and that. But, don't be like that. I'd probably be an advocate for women who have been abused and go help women's shelters and stuff like that. So it's just crazy that, the things that they come up with. I said, I would have put it out there myself. I've never lied about my drug use, my sexual life, and anything else. So it's like, why would I hide this? So it's just silly. But like I said, they're just hearing it and just reposting it without even looking into it. No evidence. They're just like, let's jump on this. Like you said, it's like the Order 66 back in the day where they get a group of people and they just constantly, let's go to Lee's page and just write this on there. Or even, I think on your YouTube video you did, they're still putting comments on there, and other people are even asking them now, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? So
yeah, they're still coming. They're still, as we speak, just before we got on the show, I'm getting in Spanish, what happened to esposa? What did you do to esposa? And I'm like, are you? And I'm answering back. I'm like, you're still at it, you assholes. You're still coming after Lee with the same bullshit. How many videos do we need online? How many times does Lee have to say this is all bullshit for you assholes to still come and do this shit?
What do you think the statistics are? Do we have more people coming across the Rio Grande or more people posting about Lee Priest day by day? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You're getting 1,000 illegals coming across the border every day. Lee Priest is getting 3,000 abuse messages from the people crossing the border.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Lee, I want to thank you for coming on, but two things, short things before you leave, okay?
Yep.
First one is, you know how I love calling people assholes on here all the time? Okay. I do it out of love, but there's also real assholes. So out of all the bodybuilders that you have been around your whole career, who's the biggest asshole and why?
You'd probably have to say Sean Ray, wouldn't you? Back in the day.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Taking nothing away from Sean as a competitive bodybuilder, as a great bodybuilder, but he would have his runnings. Like, he was one of those that said, when I was selling my trophies, Lee's living on the streets doing drugs. And I'm like, where the hell you get all this shit from? So, but when I see him in person, we get on fun. It's just that internet banter where he would just say something and we go back and forth. But like I said, I don't take it personal. I'd have goes back at him and stuff, but probably him. But then, I'd probably say Sean. But like I said, it's more like a love-hate, just silly bickering sort of arsehole thing that way. And I think a lot of other bodybuilders have said that about Sean too, where, somebody will preach to be a certain way, but then they're the opposite of what they are. With me, I am what you see is what you get. I don't try to be fake. If people don't like me, I'm not going to act different to fit in this group. And when I go over here, I've got to act another certain way. I'm like, I am who I am. If you don't like me, then that's fine, At least if you don't like me, give me a reason. It's like, sometimes you could be talking to someone, they go, I don't like him. Then they go, yeah, I don't like him either. It's like, why? Has he done something to you? Oh, no, I just heard he's this way and that way. I'm like, you heard that, but what's he really? Because, we've all done that. We've made assumptions on people. And when you meet them, you're like, fuck, you're nothing like I thought, or you're nothing like I heard you're going to be. So,
Lee, I got to say too, like when you did the video, you're saying, oh, I did all these plastic surgeries. I have fake hair, all this bullshit. I couldn't even get mad at you because I always respected and you like you so much. It was hard for me to even get mad at you for it. You know what I mean? But I'm glad we went through that stuff.
I was just joking. I knew it would get your attention. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Lee, last thing before we go, what message do you have for the asshole Daddy Aioli fans
Daddy,
with the haircut. What message do you have for them?
look, just try and do better. I sound like Joey Swall. Do better. And that's all you got to do. It's like, look, you can follow someone. Yes, he did it a year ago, but has he really paid for it? I don't think he has. So they can say, oh, he did this and that. You know what? Go volunteer at animal shelter for 12 months and take care of animals, walk them. And then maybe if you're getting so much money with contracts, donate some of that money to abused animals. It's like, it's hard to say whether people just stop. It must be in them. If you could do something like that, you've got that short fuse that can, go off. So, yeah, but to his fans that follow him, it's like, look, if you want to look up to him on the bodybuilding aspect and whatever he does, whether he does physique or whatever, that's fine if he can inspire you, but don't get caught up in all this bullshit and become like him or become like the idiots that just carry on stupid rumors because, oh, I'm not, you're not protecting him. You're making yourself look stupid because what he did was wrong. If you're a true fan of his, you could say, yes, what he did was wrong. Well, so what you got to beef with me about it? Why carry on these silly rumors? This cat here is like the most loving, and there's days I'm like, just go away. But I won't push him away because cats don't understand. If he's trying to come over and show me love, he'll be like this. If the doors are shut, he'll bang on the door. So even if I'm on the toilet, he'll try to come and sit on my lap while I'm on the toilet. So it's just like, I get sometimes you're like, oh, just leave me alone. But like I said, they're only trying to show love and affection. So you can't push them away if they're coming over to show you love and affection. Then they'll learn, oh, I can't go over there. So, but all my cats are crazy like this.
Well, Lee, listen, I can't thank you more for coming on. I hope this video helps clear up all the bullshit that's been going on. And again, you did something good. I know the people obviously appreciate what you did. Everyone's making videos about it.
Let's take a number now. Once you post this on like YouTube and then I share it on my Instagram and your Instagram, how many do you think we'll get? 100, 150?
Yep.
Yeah. But what about abusing your wife and daughter?
Oh, let's see.
How
You
are
know
they
what?
now?
Let's tell the people too. After we post this video, go take a look at Lee's Instagram or my Instagram and go look at the posts of the people coming there and saying "tu esposa." Let's see how many people come and do it because it's going to happen.
Gringo, you beat your wife and daughter. Your wife almost saw heaven. I'm like,
Exactly. All right, Lee. Thank you so much, and hopefully we do this
thank
again.
you.